pygmy grills get bigger all the time. So much said about them. This is the baby 1 Series BMW. But just come look here. What's this red detailing over here? All the fins, all the scoops, all the extra bits and pieces. But the red detailing is something different. You come around to the side over here, you come move around the car, you'll see mag wheels and nice red BMW calipers over there. Look good as well, don't they? Low profiles, everything else. Motorsport badge there, you can see. And look at the red across the bottom, along the side skirt. But there's the legend. That's what you've got to look at. TI. Legendary in BMW speak. TI goes back to the 1970s and the original 2002 TI that they brought out. That was one of their great models over their time. They've brought back the TI. Why? Very simple reason why. It's to fight the Golf GTi. It's the TI without the G. And what they've done is they've put a 4-cylinder 2-liter petrol engine in here, obviously turboed, with numbers of 180 kilowatts, 380 newton meters. Same kilowatts, 10 newton meters more torque than the new Golf 8 GTi. And they very cleverly have put the base price at almost exactly the same number as the Golf as well. Guess who they're targeting? If the best form of flattery is imitation, BMW have looked at the leader in the boy racer category, can I call it? Not the cheap boy racer, that's for sure, but in that category, the success story in that category, and they've said, we're going to match you and beat you and compete with you. And that's what they've done. You've got a false bottom to the boot over here, and no spare wheel at all, because of course we're dealing with the run flats. Let's not even talk about those for now. Boot is fair, it's not great, not in size. You've got ISOFIX, you can drop the rear seats 2/3, 1/3, but quite honestly, that's not what buyers of this car could care about. The hatchback, it's the least practical one in the BMW range because it is the smallest. Rear seat is a little bit compromised. Boot is small, but check those two mean rear exhausts. I mean, those are big bore exhausts, and you've got the diffuser at the back over there, etc. They've really made this look the part. All the red detailing, everything like that, adds to the whole show. But it's got the go to match the show, and that's the difference. We're going to play with it a bit on the road. We're going to look at the inside. We're going to check it all out, and you can then decide for yourself whether you need the GTi or whether you want to lose the G and just get the TI. Always going to be up to you. On the road, it's a fun car to drive. As I said, the handling is lovely. It's tight, it's fast, it's quick, it's everything you want in that respect. And it's got a bit of a roar to it. I'm going to click it into sport mode in a few seconds. Let's just get past the stop street and we'll click it into a different mode. I'm going to drop the driver's window as well so that you do get some of the sound effect. Let's just stop here in the road. It's quite safe. There's nobody around me. And let's just go up to sport. Sport individual. Right, let's just, in fact, we'll just go into sport mode. I'm going to pull off fairly quickly. There you see the sport mode. You can do the dynamic settings. You can configure individually as well if you want. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Just for a short burst. I can't do it for long in suburban areas, obviously, but you'll notice the little bit of exhaust. You'll also notice the gear shifts were pretty snappy from that 8-speed BMW automatic gearbox, which is what you would expect in this mode. It really is exactly what you would expect, what you would get, and it's the BM. I mean, that's what you want. And from the sporty version, just listen, you can hear that exhaust note now. I'll give it a bit of a blast, and you can feel exactly what I'm talking about there, how it performs, how it reacts when you do put your foot down just that little bit. as I've just done to show you, and it's purely done to show you the exact effect. But it's a fun car to drive. There is a bit of torque pull on the steering wheel if you pull off quickly from a robot. I did feel that a couple of times, but you know what, to me that's part of the fun and the character of the car, and I would not say it's a negative in any way. It's all part of the fun. Starting off behind the wheel, as we always do, I'm going to do something different on this video, because I'm not going to tell you fuel consumption, because quite honestly I haven't even monitored on this car. I just felt it's not the kind of car I was going to worry with. So, sorry, no fuel consumption figure for you. But something that I like but don't like, and I've commented before, is the fact that when you sit behind the wheel of any BMW, from a 1 Series up to the 850 that I've driven, basically it's very difficult to know which one you're in, because they all look exactly the same from the driver's perspective. It's a great driver's perspective, but it's just almost a bit boring because they're all the same. But anyway, that's what they are. But something very interesting I just discovered. All 4 windows controlled here are one touch up and down. Something I haven't actually come across on a car before, certainly not the back windows. So well done on that, BMW. You can see we've got nice upgraded Harman Kardon sound system over here. Good sound in the car, what you'd expect. You've got all your buttons on the steering wheel. These are all what you expect. Your cruise control, all that, all normal. You come across to the center screen, and again, it's standard BMW. It's good, but it's standard. And of course, you've got all the different features. You know what it's about. And of course, you've got the BMW i controller down at the center over there. We'll look at it in a minute, because let's look at the dash in the meantime. You've got this big hood over the binnacle over here. You've got the screen I showed you. You've got the very interesting angled red stitching across there, which is interesting. It's different. And the angle, I don't quite get it, but it looks quite good. And then you've got this carbon fiber effect splitting the middle of the dash over here. So you've got all these little touches. You've got even the carbon fiber on the doors as well. You'll see it just now. And you see over there on the center of the doors, and all the red stitching, all the red detailing on this car. A lot of red detailing, which of course echoes the red detailing on the outside as well. So interesting. You've of course got your dual zone climate control system. This is all so standard. It really is. Come down further, and you've got your inductive pad, inductive charging pad for the cell phone. You've got a USB over there, and a nice feature is the fact that your Apple CarPlay Android Auto is wireless on this car. Works very, very well. The car does have standard navigation, but I did find at one stage I was struggling to find an address, so I went onto Android Auto again, and it was much, much easier. Camera's now down, of course, at the gear lever over here. It's a simple little push-pull for reverse and drive, with press the button for park. It's what you expect in a BMW. You've got sport, you've got comfort, you've got Eco Pro, you've got all of those over there as well. Interestingly, although this is the sporty model, I'll be honest, I've driven it in comfort the whole time so far. But we'll talk more on that just now. You've got that, of course. You've got the black over here, of course, very deep piano black, as they call it, the glossy black over here. You've got nice, deep little center console with another USB in over there as well. And I can tell you, you've got aircon and 2 USBs in the back seat too. Good stuff. Look at that, the TI Legend over there as well, with all the red stitching. You can see all the red stitching and the red accents on the seats as well. Let's look at the back seat quickly, and you'll see in the back over there, it shows you exactly all that red on the car, which is just the 128 Ti, all the red. It's what it's about in this car. And this car does have a panoramic sunroof as well, fitted as an extra. All extras on the car. You know how it goes with all the similar brands, with the extras and how they work. I'm not going to go into it again, and I'm not going to bore you with those details. What BMW have done with this car is, of course, it is aimed at the Golf GTi. The power figures, your 180 kilowatts, you got 380 Newton meters of torque. compared to the new Golf 8 that's just been launched with 180 kilowatts and 370 Newton meters of torque. So BM stole a little bit of bragging right by just having 10 extra Newton meters involved in the situation. Does it mean anything? I don't know. Up to you, quite honestly. All I can tell you is, even in comfort mode, it's got lots of oomph, it's got lots of power, it certainly accelerates beautifully. That 2-liter turbo petrol engine, it does go, that's for sure. Acceleration, overtaking, anything like that is superb. The handling, the front wheel drive, remember, this is front wheel drive. It's tight, it's taut, it responds, it's the go-kart type handling that people always talk about and always want and always desire in a car of this type when it's the sporty version. It's got it in buckets full. The ride is a touch hard for my liking, even in comfort mode. But that's an old man with a bad back talking, and obviously the buyer for this car wants that. That's a choice you're going to make. Nobody else. Entirely up to you. In base form, and I use that term very, very carefully, BMW have, of course, very deliberately priced this car right at the Golf 8 GTi again. So you're looking at approximately 675,000 Rand base price. Sounds like a bargain. Of course, the question is going to be, which boxes do you tick on the options and how much more do you want to spend? And I reckon very few of these will leave a showroom floor at under 900,000 Rand, but that's just my estimate. See what you think. It does, of course, include BMW's 5-year, 100,000 kilometer full maintenance plan, as always, as you'd expect. So, the choices are yours. All the choices are yours. All I can repeat is, guess what car they were aiming at when they put this one on the road and on the market. The TI name harks back to the 1970s with the original 2002 TI. And it's a legendary name in BMW speak. There was, of course, the 3 Series Compact where they did a TI as well in the 1990s, but that was didn't last that long, let's say, and now they brought the TI name back again, the TI designation back into the range again for this really super sporty version. That's where it fits in. For the boy racer, for the person who wants this but doesn't want to spend the extra 120,000 Rand for the 135i with its all-wheel drive, of course, the X-Drive, BMW X-Drive, well, this is the option and pegged at opposition, as I said. You do jump to 225 kilowatts if you go to the 135 as well. So, well, hey, up to you, and depends what you want to spend, of course, at the end of the day. Fun car, fun test, fun to drive. I keep repeating the word fun, don't I? Even if it is in probably the least practical body shell in the BMW range, meaning fairly limited backseat space, small boot, etc. But for this buyer, that will never, ever factor into their decision because they will not care about that. Check it out for yourself. I have to end with that. For Motor and Banners, I'm Eleanor. I'll see you next time.